For this video, I'm going to show you web apps and specifically deployment slots. So right now, I created a web app and you can see it's going to go to the standard default web page. So let's go to deployment slots. So the reason for deployment slots is, well, right now I'm in the basic plan right here, F1 free. So you could either do scale up to change it, or you could just go to deployment slots and say upgrade. So I'm in dev now, which is why. So you need to be at least in production for standard. So I'll apply it, and down here it says staging slots. So come back when that's ready, or it's good. It's pretty quick. So anyway, so what deployment slots do is, let me refresh it, is they give you, so you start off with one that's in production, which is your web app, and let's say you want to add a new version to your web app. So you could create a new one, so add slot, and we'll call it like staging, and you could clone settings from it or not from the original. And so what you do to staging is use it as for test purposes. You change your web app or whatever before you want to release it to the public. And so after you test it enough and you like it, then you can make it to production. So that's the point of deployment slots, where you could quickly swap them into what's in production and what's not, and it gives it a unique URL. Because look here, so here's a URL for the web app, but here it has a unique different one, has staging added, and it's gonna show the same thing because I didn't change any versions and stuff. I'm not gonna actually do that, but that's what you would do. So imagine you changed it here for that one. That's what you would do. So anyway, so you could add multiple slots, like this tier setting can have up to 5, and you could switch. You could change the traffic percentage of 50-50 or whatever you want to do, and save it. But anyway, so you could add as many slots, and then once you're done testing it or whatever, you could change it. So you could either just, you could go into it and then say swap, or you could just say swap up here. So anyway, the source is the one that you want to change, and target is what you're changing it to. So we want to change the staging to be in production. So we're switching it with the original web app slot. And you could swap with preview, blah, blah. You have to have the deployment slot settings enabled. So you could go to configuration, I think is where you change it. But anyway, it shows you the changes if you want to. But anyway, you click swap, and it should just take a few minutes. Come back when it's ready. But it's not going to show anything different. Let's just pretend it's ready. So we just had it quick. So this would be the default one. So let's say it was like this, and our staging one, let's say it was completely different. It says version 2, and that's all it said or something. So then when I refresh this page after this is done for the original one, it would say version 2 because it's non-production, and this one would change to the default of this. And that's just what swapping them does. It allows you to, like it says here, they're live apps with their own host names, and you could swap them quickly. So you could run multiple versions quickly for the same web app. And so now it's done, close, and then it would make the changes like I said. But I didn't change the actual versions for it to see. And that's deployment slots.